My name is Zinthiya Ganeshpanchan. I am the founder of the Leicester Community Benefit Society based in Leicester, East Midlands. The Leicester Benefit Society provides, it's a membership organisation, basically a co-op model where we provide low cost food, sanitary products, hygiene products to people who are on low income or modest income, but equally free food and sanitary products to people who are facing a crisis. But then ever since setting up the Community Benefit Society, I've been wanting to learn more about the cooperative models and how it works and how it can benefit and what else we could do with that type of model. My journey started around 2009 when I first set up my charity, the Zinthiya Trust, where we support advice to women who are fleeing abuse, but also to families who are in debt and who are in poverty. And then working with them, I realized if we were to, the charity model was not suitable for many things that we did. Yes, we could provide the free advice and support, but if we were to empower them, we needed other mechanisms, and that is how I started learning about the cooperative model. I was also lucky because there's an agency in Leicester called the CASE, that's a cooperative and social enterprise agency, and they were, there's two ladies there, Dorothy and Jane, who was quite active in cooperative, so I started learning from them. And then I met Ubele, I came across Ubele, and then we sort of worked with Ubele on that, and then so that sort of triggered my interest, and that's what I'm sort of learning more and more about it and seeing the advantages of running a cooperative. So far what we've seen is that when we have a member-owned model, there's more buying into it because members believe that they're part of the process, unlike any other profit-driven or like a limited company or a multinational, because where they don't see the impact they are creating at local level. But with a member-driven, one thing is they understand that they believe that they are part of the process, which is quite right. They take ownership, but also they can see the benefit at ground level, which makes them more sort of encouraged to be active and participate. Yeah, but also whatever profits generated and things is reinvested in them, so that also encourages them to actively take part in whatever the activities we provide. Like for any venture, startup funding is difficult, but then when it comes to the growth stage, then there are other challenges. But also sometimes, even though members see the benefit once they join, but converting them or making them understanding or encouraging them to see the benefit of it sometimes can be challenges, because then we are not used to that language, because they don't see what it is meant to be, one vote, one member, one vote and things like that, because their mindset is like, as an enterprise, every profit, like they associate it with capitalism, profits and capitalism, but they don't understand that profits can also be reinvested in the community to progress the community. So I think making them aware, and that education can take time, and that can be challenging, but equally the startup, the growth funding is not there. And I think for me also, as an organization led or managed by racially minoritized communities, because Leicester has a high proportion of that, so the board and the leadership consist, there are other challenges when accessing to finance, but then on top of that, being a woman-led organization, there can be multiple challenges. So navigating that challenges and having those support systems around is important, and partly that is what I have been with Ubele, because they supported me through the process and continuing to do so, but there's more to do. The Community Benefit Society has been operating for the last 5 years, just before COVID. So, and now we are in a stage where we want to expand our services, and one thing that we were looking was a community-led housing model, especially for some of the mainly the women members, because some of them have fled abuse and are now reintegrating into community, and these women will never have access to housing other than social housing or council housing, but yet because of the insecure immigration status, they're not allowed to have, or they're not eligible, and they fall to the back of the ladder. the bottom of the ladder. So we were exploring a community-led housing model, but the community share issue would be to finance that model, at least to do the feasibility study and look at that, and then get us investment ready, which again we do into the Agbero program, but then we need the finance to pay for the services that we obtained from consultants and looking at other forms of property or renting, or how we go about that model to do the feasibility study. So that's what we're looking. But also the community shares can be a good way of increasing your membership and buying in more members to the benefit society. If you see look at the room today, you'll see the majority of members who are here are white, like men and women both, and very few people from racially minoritized communities. So I believe in the study. But even if you take Leicester, for example, Leicester City, we are predominantly a racially minoritized community, but there's hardly any organizations led by, in the sense, community benefit societies or who are going for community share issues, because it's hard, because there's no, we don't have the expertise. And also we don't have the resources at the very early stages to even prepare. So that can be challenging. I think it's mainly looking at the finances, like setting up the systems and procedures in place, the governance. So I did the framework that Ubele offered, and there are some areas that I've marked myself, like ourselves too, because the strategy and things like that. Because we all come to the industry, I mean, no matter whichever community you are, because we have a passion to make change happen. But that does not mean that we bring the skills, and sometimes we learn those skills on the way. But there are some skills that you have to go out and buy, or bring in experts or recruit staff and things like that. So if we don't have that capacity to do that, then it can be a challenge. I think any community organization, the staff, like we are we do 2 jobs or 3 jobs a day. That can have an impact on your health and well-being. But then if you take what happened after COVID, mental health is on the rise because of those, whatever happened during that time and the aftermath. So mental health is an issue in the sector. And for example, I was speaking to somebody, I think 2 days ago, and people keep asking what capacity you need to build. And sometimes when you say capacity, it's just simply not the skill set. It's also the capacity to reflect on what you do, the time, energy, and also to put these well-being issues into place, because that also is capacity. Sometimes when you do, and even me as the founder, I have to do 3-4 jobs a day, and then somebody coming knocking on the door. It's the last thing you want to be worried about. And you have other priorities, you think, but your staff is your priority, your volunteers your priority, but we simply do not have the time to even support them. So having those opportunities to go out, reflect, and take time off and do things together, build the teams, I think that is also falls within the capacity, and those are the kind of support we need.